Hey, GunsmithBeard here, back with another gun video for Gun Talk, and it's really good to see you guys. It's always good to sit down and talk guns and gun stuff, and I have been looking forward to this, and I'm glad we're having this time to sit down and do that. Big thank you to you guys, a lot of new faces, so welcome if you're new. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you're watching all the videos, please consider subbing the channel because it does help the channel grow. A big thank you to our channel supporters, which are Brownells, SwampFox Optics, and Shooter Innovations, three good companies that really support 2A and this channel grow. So without further delay, let's take a look at maybe the box that the optic came in, and then we'll come back and talk about it and look through the glass. All right, guys and girls, so let's look at the optic and the rings that I use. I know we talked about this a little last week, and I showed you kind of the gun it was on, which is a HOWA 1500 short action and 6.5 Creedmoor, which is behind me. If you didn't watch that video, go back a week and you can see that. We talked about the optic a little bit, and I wanted to spend a little bit more time behind the glass so you can kind of see the clarity and the reticle and all that stuff a little better. But first, I wanted to show you what rings I used to mount that, and that was also by SwampFox Optics. These are the Freedom rings. These are a 1.1 inch height, and so it mounted really nice to my action without having a lot of massive gap, bore oversight, you know, all that stuff. It was a pretty good fit for running their optic and their rings. So the optic they sent us is by SwampFox. This is the Kentucky Long, which is, I believe this one is the biggest one that they make. It is a 5x30 by 56 millimeter. So it is a big optic, and the glass is super clean. And for the price, you really can't beat all that this offers in that price point, and also how well it's made. This is probably one of my newest favorite optics, and I'm not saying that because I like SwampFox or that they did send us the optic no charge to us and they helped sponsor this video. It's more because I really like high quality things, and I also like not paying 3 times the price for those same things. And so I feel like this is a really good optic, and part of this video is we'll get back behind the glass, and so I'm not just talking about a box. You can actually see the product in action and see how good it really is. So we'll do that in just a second, but I did want to kind of go over again the optic that we're going to talk about, and also how grateful I am that SwampFox sent it to us, and I hope you guys like it too. If you want to buy, again, the rings or the optic, you can go to Brownells or you can go to SwampFox Optics directly. So let's jump behind the gun. It is safe, and no ammo is actually in the chamber. No ammo is in the magazine, but we are going to hook up the camera to the glass and take a look. So hang with me. We'll be right back in just a second. All right, guys and girls, so after a little bit of time of me trying to set this up with my camera and my optic, yeah, it took a little bit, but I'm giving you kind of a reference point. About 1.5 miles is the top of what seems like a white tower. That's probably like a cell phone tower, radio tower, or something like that. I have no idea. That's not my expertise, but you can see the white part of that tower kind of peeking through the top. If you're looking at the reticle, it's right underneath it, so you can see it there. Now the crosshairs are right on it. But that is at 5 power. And so you're gonna see it zoom in a little bit. So that is 8. I'm gonna go to 10. That's 10 power. Let's go to 12. So, granted, it's moving just a hair. All right, let's go to skip 14 and go to 18. And that tower is getting clearer and clearer. And I'm trying to keep focus too, so if you see the camera go in and out of focus, I just want to make sure that you can see how clean the reticle is. And then that is the 30. And I'm sorry for, there's a little bit of shadowing, because, see if I can fix it. There you go. And you can see the white tower peeking through the top of that mountain. But like I said in the last video, the reticle and the glass is super clean. The color of kind of the smoky color you're seeing is probably the humidity on my lens, because in person the blues and the greens look bright, and on here it looks kind of muted, and that's probably, honestly, like I said, it's just my camera. I'm trying to see if I can fix that. But anyway, that is at 30 power, and then I'm going to turn the illuminator on so you guys can see. Uh-oh, I might have left my illuminator on. Whoops. I may have. Crap. Yeah, I left my illuminator on for a week and it's dead. So I will not be showing you my illuminator. So yeah, on there's no auto shut off. It's a manual off, manual on, and I manually left it on. Oh man. There's never a dull moment on GunsmithBeard's channel. I'm just gonna say that. Never a dull moment. But I will say, especially with a first focal plane, how blown up your reticle gets when you're shooting at really high magnification. But you can also see your minute of angle, ladder, and your hold values and all that stuff. I'm gonna drop it down so you can see the whole Christmas tree a little bit better. Yeah, like that. Kind of. All right. And so you can see your elevation and your windage adjustments. And as you zoom in, it's a little bit easier to read. So if you're shooting a hole in a hole, then I think this ballistic tree, the Sharpshooter MOA reticle, is actually a pretty good reticle. A lot of guys are gonna probably say, if you're hunting with this, that's a lot of busyness for no real purpose for them. And there's some truth to that. Like, you're not making super precise shots where you're shooting a hole in a hole at so many yards or meters or whatever. But most people want a thin or double duplex reticle, so it's super simple, and maybe even like a fire dot in the middle of the reticle, and that's ideal for hunting. And I mean, I don't disagree. I think that is a good setup for that. With this reticle, it tends to be a little busy if you're not shooting for precision. But again, we're comparing apples to oranges if you're trying to talk about a hunting optic versus a precision long range piece of glass like this. Yeah, it's a different species. But I'm not to say that guys that shoot this kind of reticle all the time wouldn't take this out hunting. I don't think that's the case at all. I just think that most people that are hunters would not choose such a busy reticle. And you guys let me know what you think about that in the comment section, because I'm sure everybody has their own opinion about reticles and what they like and what they don't like, and what magnification they like, what tube diameter they like. Is a 56 millimeter bell better than a 40 millimeter bell, or 45 or 46, or whatever? The sky's the limit. Like, what's your thoughts on optics? I think for what this is, if you're going to shoot and shoot well, if your rifle will perform that well at the range that you're trying to shoot at, then I think it's paramount that you get an optic where you can see as far or far enough to shoot that weapon system, proficiently. And I've been behind some really nice glass, and people have spent a lot of money on it, and I honestly think that this optic is solid. Brownells makes an optic of their line it's very similar to this one. I have that one, and I think it's a really good optic too. So if you're looking for something that delivers a lot of bang for the buck, I think this optic, as you can see, it's very clean and crisp. It would be a great optic for getting into long range shooting, but you don't want to spend $2,000 or $3,000 on an optic, and then also $25,000 to $4,000 on a custom built bolt action. So I think it has its merit, it has its purpose or intended slot, if you want to call it that. This reticle, I think, definitely has it. It has plenty of adjustment, as you can see, with your minute of angles, and so you can easily kind of slide it over and make your holds, and you can see, like, I can pretty easily make my windage and elevation hold changes. Yes, it's on a tripod, but if you're gonna shoot something like this with this kind of setup, I think tripod's a good way to go anyway. And you can get the ones that are made out of carbon fiber that don't weigh a whole lot. A lot of guys go predator hunting with those, or even boar hunting with those. I've had a few guys tell me they went deer hunting with tripods, or they were elk hunting with tripods. And I have a couple buddies that live in Colorado, and they go elk hunting with a very similar setup, and they really, really like it. So I would love to hear what you guys think about optics, and is this something that you would be interested in, or have you ever built a long range rifle that's not just for hunting, that's maybe for more? I'd love to hear kind of your thoughts on that, because there's a lot of different thoughts. Do you buy a gun that's already really high quality and then buy really good glass that's also really high quality, or do you go custom, you build it out exactly the way you want it, and then you get high dollar glass to put behind it? Like I said, there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat, and so which that expression is kind of gross, but yeah, I don't see myself doing that to any of my neighbors' cats, but no, I can't help it. It's just, that's kind of gross but funny. Anyway, I hope you guys like the glass. It has a lot of really cool features on it, and love to hear your comments in the comment section. But as always, work hard, God first. I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.